you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Samantha. We'd love to have you in the fam, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today's video is going to be all about the Bee Gees. Y'all can see them right here on the wall. We're going to be talking about the Bee Gees today. I don't know why I haven't done this video yet about my top 10 favorite Bee Gees songs. I did do a top 10 solo songs for Robin as himself, just from his solo work, and then of course I've done like other artists and stuff like that along the way. But today's going to be all about my favorite Bee Gees songs, and I feel like some of these are a little underrated, so just stick with me, and if you haven't checked out the songs, you can go Google them after you're done watching this video. With that being said, guys, we're going to jump right into the video. So, as per usual for these videos, like I say in every single one I do when it comes to top 10 songs, I will always make myself out a list. Now, this time, this is not in the order like my top 10 songs, but it's my top 10 favorite songs, just not in the right order because I just wrote them down. So the first one is Road to Alaska. Now this song, I feel like it's super underrated because like not a lot of people know about this song. It was one of the earlier songs that they put out, not from like the 60s, but the earlier in the 70s, and Road to Alaska is just such a catchy vibe song, and you're on the road to Alaska, and I think it's like no in Nebraska or something like that. I think it's super fun with the way the words are, and of course they were always super creative in the songs that they came up with. Number 2, which is One. I will always love the One album, and of course the title song One. This album just has always held a close part to my heart. It's like between One and Living Eyes. I don't know if I put Living Eyes on this, but I'm gonna mention some Living Eyes songs. Anyways, so One is another amazing song. This came off of the One album, which was one of their later albums. So this song has just always held a close part to my heart, and I think it always will just keep a little sacred little place there. And I've always been super obsessed with the song since I discovered the One album. Now, the next one is Tokyo Nights. This is, again, one of their later songs. This song it gets stuck in your head. I don't know what else to say besides that. But it's just such a good song, and the way the words are crafted and the way that they have done the musical arrangements and stuff like that. I just think it's super cool with how they come up with all these unique and different ideas for each one of their songs, because I feel like a good chunk of the Bee Gees music is not all the same at all. Like, people would always categorize them as the 70s, like, disco group, but it's not even true, because if you watch interviews with them and the way they talked about it, it was really R&B and, like, soul music and stuff for, like, different songs, and they were just put in that because of Saturday Night Fever. Now, next one is Someone Belonging to Someone. This comes off of, I believe, the Stayin' Alive soundtrack, which came after Saturday Night Fever. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this song is just so beautiful, and it literally is always playing in my earbuds or out loud on TV, stuff like that. I'm always listening to this song, and I've just brought it close to my heart now, so it's a new one for me to be listening to. I've loved the Bee Gees for so many years now, and it's like there's certain songs that you don't discover right away, and you just like work your way into learning more about them. And even though I've learned so much about them, there's still so many things that I don't know, and I'm starting to learn and discover every single day. And I think it's just a beautiful thing to be able to learn so much about a singular artist or a group or anything along those lines, because you're learning the personalities and the actual people that they were behind their music writing, and I think that's an amazing thing as well. Next up is Voices. Now, another underrated song. This song is just so beautifully crafted. It is off of, I don't know, I want to say it's Mr. Natural. I might be wrong. I'm trying to remember. I should have written down the albums these were from. But it's another underrated song, and I feel like a good chunk of the population who listens to the Bee Gees wouldn't be like, oh, Voices is one of my favorite songs. I feel like a good chunk of people who listen to the Bee Gees are like, oh, How Deep Is Your Love is my favorite song, or Night Fever. Anything off of like the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack is sometimes mostly the thing someone was telling me that is their favorite song, and I'm like, girl, or like, boy, whatever. You need to like dive in, and then I end up telling people about different songs from the Bee Gees that I feel like never have been talked about. Another one is Alone Again. This is number 6 on the list. Again, another song that I feel like not a good chunk of people talk about. Let alone, I don't think a lot of people know about some of these songs. I mean, you might have heard them, like, once or twice, or, like, if you're part of the older generations who, like, were growing up with the Bee Gees music, you probably know this, but again, I feel like a lot of people don't dive deep into their music, and I feel like that's kind of, like, a whole thing that goes on with, like, a good chunk of artists. Like, if there's, like, some popular known songs, then people get stuck with knowing just those songs, and they choose not to dive deep into different songs, or, like, when I talked about the Basic Rollers in other videos, I feel like a good chunk of people are like, oh, Saturday Night is one of my favorite songs. Anyways. So moving on, Alive is another one of my favorite songs. Again, one of the earlier songs. I don't know if it ever got on the charts. There's a good chunk of songs that I don't know if they charted or not that are in my favorite songs. But again, a song to be your favorite does not have to chart. So don't be thinking that your favorite songs just have to be these songs that charted on the Billboard Top 100 or overseas in the UK charts and stuff like that. I think it's super cool to like the songs that a lot of people don't know about typically. And then you just surprise them when you're like, oh, Alive is my favorite song. Next up is Wind of Change. Wind of Change, I believe, comes off the Main Course. I have a bad time remembering what albums these come from, so please don't come for me. I could be wrong, and if I am, please correct me. Wind of Change is one of those more like vibe out songs instead of like a love song kind of thing. Because the Bee Gees did write a lot of love songs, whether it be for themselves or for other artists. But Wind of Change is one of those more like dance vibe songs. And I think it's super cool to have such a mix in your music of what kind of stuff you put out as an artist. And I feel like I've talked about this whenever I've talked about other artists as well. And I think it's just so true. Now, number 9 on this list is Overnight. Now, this one I know for sure comes off of ESP. ESP has been one of my favorite albums lately, and I have it on vinyl and CD, so I'm so happy about that. Like, I was crossing my fingers because I had a hard time finding ESP on vinyl, and then I think I found the CD in Colorado. I think. And Overnight is sung lead by Maurice, and it's just one of those songs that you just can't stop listening to once you start. Number 10 is My World. I think this is a song that a good chunk of people probably know. It's just one of those songs that you just want to always listen to, and it's just like, it's like a classic song, in my opinion, because, I mean, I know, like, other people would be like, oh, How Deep Is Your Love is such a classic, or Staying Alive is a classic, but the way I categorize things is so much different than other people when it comes to the Bee Gees, because as a Bee Gees girl, I mean, Robin literally holds my heart, just so you know, like, me pointing right here. Robin holds my heart. If y'all have not seen my videos, y'all would not know that. But Robin is my favorite, and of course, I love all of their music, and like me just picking out 10 songs is super hard. But the entire Living Eyes album, I would have put in here, but then it'd be hard for me to pick just one song off of the Living Eyes album because that album is like literally my favorite thing in the world. And if y'all were here for my very first Bee Gees vinyl collection, I told y'all how the very first time I bought that vinyl, I did not get Living Eyes in the album. And it was a very interesting thing because in the album I got Saturday Night Fever and Main Course, so I thought that was super interesting. And then a while later I ended up finding the Living Eyes album, and now I believe the only album from the Bee Gees that I need is Mr. Natural. So let me know if y'all see it, and let me know. Anyways, sorry for like the little ramble of going off topic of like the top 10 songs, but this is basically a top 10 Bee Gees song / learn about me Bee Gees edition, I guess. If y'all have any questions related to the Bee Gees that you think I might be able to answer, or you have any questions for me about the Bee Gees in general, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to answer every single question I can. And if you have a favorite Bee Gees member, also let me know which one of the Bee Gees is your favorite. And with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching another brand new video on my channel. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, like, subscribe, and turn notifications so you never miss a future upload in the future. I'm going to continue to be talking about probably more Bee Gees stuff. I'm going to bring back Robin Gibb into my channel and stuff like that. Other bands and artists and stuff like that with my top 10 songs. So it's going to be a mix from on out, and I think y'all are going to enjoy it. So with that being said, I love y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!